Okay. Radio. It looks like everything does now appear to be in order. And I am just going to turn down that just a teeny bit because it is a little bit on the loud side. I am officially going to turn off this as well, and I am live. There was a just a small problem with the sound earlier. I got that fixed up. I'm actually getting quite a bit of feedback on my microphone and through my speakers, and it turned out that I had Twitch open in another window, so I was actually looking at how my channel had been doing on the previous stream, which went for a bit over 5 hours, and I was just checking on the stats on that, and I forgot I had it on. So it automatically went live, and I just kept hearing my voice back through my own speakers, and it started with a weird feedback loop. And yeah, you live and learn. And without further ado, let's jump straight back into it. My name's Ed Dyer. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out my stream. If you are new to the channel or returning as a repeat or just return viewer, welcome. I do an art stream where I draw live caricatures and all kinds of other art type stuff, but I primarily focus and specialize in drawing cartoons and stuff of that nature. So yes, if you are choosing this as your next couple of hours of entertainment, I very highly appreciate the fact that you chose me. I am relatively still a noob to the world of Twitch and live streaming in general, and enough about me. Let's get straight on with drawing Mr. Bruce Springsteen. If you are in the chat right now and feel the need to just jump in and say hi, or just let me know that I've been talking to nobody, that would also be great, because I am still figuring out how this whole being a one-man show thing actually goes. So without further ado, I'm just gonna chuck on the streaming light here, and we're going to do a bit of a sketch rework on Mr. Springsteen, because I got a bit of feedback regarding his overall look, and I think I can do a lot better. I'm just going to use the warp tool here, and just make his face not quite so long. I mean, he's quite a solidly built man, so giving him this ridiculous sort of Glenn Quagmire jaw didn't make a lot of sense. Also, I made his arms just a little bit ape-like. They need to be reined in. Give him a bit more hair up top. You'll also have to excuse me as I do get a lot of notifications on my phone as I'm doing these. It's the nature of the beast, really. A bit of a false start, but I should be alright from here on out. Hey there, Court. Can you hear me okay? I was having a few issues before with my microphone, so great. Yeah, it turned out that I had Twitch open in a separate window on my browser, and I forgot I'd left it on, and it automatically started playing through my speakers as I was talking, and I didn't realize that at the time. So I'm like, where's that noise coming from? What's that feedback? Why can I hear my own voice? And next thing you know, it's like, it's super annoying. Yeah, so these ones here will be essentially the last ones on the list for this particular project. There may or may not be a bonus one that I'll be working on coming up, but yeah, this is basically sort of, I guess you could call it like the end game part of the yes, that's right, it's the boss, Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, it's yeah, the guy who inspired the Carlton dance from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah, this one, these ones won't be as, like, you know how yesterday I went on for like hours and hours and hours. This time it won't be nearly as long. I want to do these like as kind of blast through them as quickly as possible. Yeah, do you have a favorite Bruce Springsteen song? Like, I mean, they're pretty much all great. Like, you can't really pick a really bad one. Like, I'm on Fire's pretty good. Born in the USA is amazing. Hungry Heart is by far one of my favorites. Oh, that's okay. Like, I'm not like a super fan of him, so that's totally fine. Yeah. yeah, he was really prolific in the 80s. He did. You remember? This is going back a while, but you're probably old enough to remember. But you remember "We Are the World," like that, like sort of great big group song that like all these celebrities sort of sang as a choir. Like he was in that too. Man, I can't believe I had those tech issues before. I was like, far out. I thought I'd sort of grown past that. Turns out you're never too old to have tech issues. Yeah. Yeah, he's an old rock star now. Like he's ditched the sort of working class sweatband look and everything. Sorry, it's kind of warm. Yeah. So how you been, mate? Yeah, it had from memory, it had Willie Nelson, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Steve Perry, uh, Cyndi Lauper. Who else? The guy from The Gambler. What's his name? Kenny Rogers. Diane Warwick. Yeah, a whole bunch. It's a really good song. It's just kind of cornball. But like they tried doing sort of a remake of it years later, and it was pretty terrible. Like it just didn't have the same kind of power that the original had. Because the thing is, like, the main difference between the 80s and now is the level of technology that we have access to is just like, leaps and bounds more advanced. And the things we used to like, when we were kids and stuff, like there'd be things on television that may or may not ever be shown again. So like they became like really special and important. But now like everything's basically in one form or another like preserved forever online. So you could easily find and piece together your entire childhood just through a series of calculated Google searches. I mean, it's impressive, but at the same time, like, we've lost so much mystery in the world. Yeah, Do They Know It's Christmas is another one, yeah. Sorry, just getting His notifications on my phone. I was rushing around today because we're coming into spring, and everyone basically had the same idea at the same time. Oh, without a doubt, yeah. I mean, have you noticed that like the live action remakes of a lot of movies and stuff, like particularly the Disney movies that we grew up with, like they just don't have the same kind of, I don't know, they just don't have the same kind of appeal as the old ones did. Like, did you see the new Lion King? Oh, without a doubt, yeah. I mean, it's like I said with the whole technology thing. There's just nowhere near that level of like ability to hold people's attention like it used to. Like back when we were growing up, television was basically king. And now you'd be like you'd be lucky to see one like on in like a gym or an airport. Like I mean, I've got a TV, but I don't actually use it to watch TV anymore. I just use it to like as an extra screen. Oh yeah, I checked out your recent stream where you drew just on the sketch pad. That was pretty cool. Is that how you normally um, produce work and stuff, or do you do like digital as well? Oh, okay. So just like a bit of practice, just doing like free drawing. Yeah, I still do that, but just on my phone. Just like use that little stylus, and yeah, just whenever like one of those ideas, you ever like you're just sort of wandering around and stuff, and like you're just kind of daydreaming, and like you have an idea for like a really cool like drawing and stuff, but you just think writing it down wouldn't make sense, so I'm just gonna like just draw it super quick. I love doing that. because like relying on just memory alone, like sometimes I'll have like a really super like lucid dream, and I'll remember it pretty much entirely, but I know it's like rapidly fading from my memory. So just having like a recording device close by. Because the weird thing is, like, I'm not like I don't have any musical talent whatsoever, but I do dream occasionally of songs that I've never heard of, and like trying to remember how they sound is extraordinarily difficult. Oh yeah, like having a very sort of solid visual memory is an absolute must in this kind of business, especially if you're working live. Just being able to like just easily visualize something. And then just draw it accurately is that's a skill in its own right. I'm not entirely happy with these fingers. They look a bit wonky. Do you ever like sort of wake up in like the very sort of early hours of the morning and then immediately go straight back to sleep, and you find that the dreams you have once you go back to sleep are like so much clearer and like just really really like you can remember all the details, and you can almost have like a bit of control, like you're just sort of maybe wandering through like a gigantic house, um, say like in that weird sort of meme, the back rooms, like that kind of thing. Oh cool. Is that like similar? Oh yeah, yeah. Like I find that if I get up sort of like maybe like an hour to like an hour and a half before I actually get up and I immediately go back to sleep, I find that like my dreams just become like an entire level of high definition. It's really really amazing. I mean, after I've had one of those lucid dreams, I usually like draw out a bunch of like notes and stuff, and like just quick sketches, and just certain details of it that I really, really remember. And then I look at it like maybe a couple of hours later, and I just think, what the hell was that about? Like, it literally is pure imagination in its most like raw and untapped form, but at the same time, like because we have like these pattern recognizing brains, it's really easy for us to like kind of build a story out of what we're looking at. So how's your cold? Are you still feeling a bit blocked up? Or are you a bit better today? Oh, that's good. Yeah, 24-hour man flu. Yeah, we're coming into spring, and yeah, I'm prone to seasonal allergies myself. Yeah, just at the shops earlier. Had to get some printing done for the upcoming convention. And my god, the traffic. Like, seriously, I was longing for the days of coronavirus, basically when we had, just empty roads and people too scared to leave their homes and stuff. So you basically just had free range and you could just drive anywhere, and you didn't have to worry about parking. Today I was just like driving around like going, why are there so many people here? What is going on? What? It didn't make any sense. Like, it's too early for Christmas, but people were still like acting like Santa Claus was going to be arriving any moment now. Are you looking to? Are your commissions open for like something big, or are you just looking for something just to tide you over for now? Yeah, I know what you mean, eh? Like, I'm a bit under the pump myself. Like, I'm trying to get everything done. So, when I head out to Canberra this time next week, I won't be, bombarded by emails and phone calls. It's like, oh, where's the job, mate? It's just like, I've already got it done for you, but you have to bear with me because I'm driving for like 3 hours. Do you have like an agency or anything like that that can fling you some work, or are you part of any organizations that sort of do like networking and stuff? Oh, that sucks. I mean, that's been one of the best things that I've found. Like, just asking and like just doing a bit of networking always helps. Because I joined a couple of different like organisations. Like, there's the Australian Cartoonists society. But the problem is, like, their entire, I guess you could call it a board of directors and everything, they're all like established, like newspaper like cartoonists and stuff. So it's like, they've all got work, and I'm just like, well, I can't really hit them up for anything because like they've got like full-time jobs as full-time cartoonists. But the thing is, like, they started like back when newspapers were still like a viable like medium. And these days newspapers are still around, but they're technically like dead. Have you had anyone offer like you to draw them? Like recently or anything like that? Oh, like for free. Like, do you do like freebies for your family and friends and stuff, or is it do you actually get like people who would seriously be able to pay, but like they expect you to just like do it for exposure or something like that? Because I've had job offers where they say, look, we can't pay you, but you know, we'll give you a shout out on our social media. And I'm just like, yeah. And like, it's fine once or twice, but if like that person doesn't particularly have you know, a huge following on social media, it does still feel like a rip-off either way. Okay. Yeah, like sketches and stuff. It really depends. It's like a discretion thing. Like sometimes you can be, um, you know, say, oh look, this will look fantastic on your wall, or you know, in a frame and stuff. So you know, it's a gift and everything. But like after a while, you just get people that quite often end up taking advantage of you. And that can sometimes be hard to overcome because, like, a lot of our recommendations come through word of mouth. And, you know, if you get, like, you know, people expecting, you know, freebies all the time, you're just thinking, well, what kind of pickle have I got myself into here? And it sucks too because like time is money, and talent, um, you know, takes a long time to, you know, hone and perfect. And it's like you want to be like as conciliatory and polite and, you know, grateful, but at the same time, you're just thinking, well, you know, you got to say fair's fair at some point. So I did some more research into. I took your advice and I looked into, you know, getting my Patreon page like looking a little bit more schmick and a little bit more professional. So that'll definitely be coming up next. I'm not sure if that would be a good idea as like a live stream though. Like it's like, hey, join me as I update my Patreon live. You know, it's probably something I should just do behind the scenes and have ready to go as something that I advertise later. Like, how long does it take normally to get like a patron? Exactly. I'm thinking it's probably not professional to just put out things like bank balance and what's it called? Like account numbers and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, don't do that. Yeah, like with your one, like your patrons are like on average like mates and like colleagues and stuff, or like family, or because I've looked up some of the links to other like Twitch Patreon patrons, and I'm just been like, they make that much, far out. Now, granted, it's almost always like models and stuff, like chicks that like wear bikinis and do photo shoots and everything. And they're like, they're how they've got their tiers of support and how they're rewarded and everything like that. You'll just have to bear with me for one moment. Just do a quick. It's actually getting really dark. The sun's going down pretty fast. I'm just gonna close some curtains. So I will be right back. That's better. Hang on. One extra thing. we are back and we are, hang on, rock and rolling. Okay. So like, typically they would find you through like Instagram or just Twitch in general, or that's cool. How long have you been on Twitch for? Because I noticed you got like a bit over 400. Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, that's basically the mindset I've got right now. Like for a while there, I was just like, you know, sort of watching a lot of YouTube channels where they would, like, a lot of these channels would just talk about how to get like really big on YouTube, and they would sort of go through the top 10 like myths people believe about you know, how small creators think that this is how to get like really popular on YouTube, and they say, oh, you know, number 9, you don't need like, one of the myths they believe is like, you need really great equipment. It's like, well, yeah, you kind of do. Like, you know, you can get by with like sort of a bare minimum kind of basic setup, but it does help to have like an HD camera. I mean, even if like an HD camera that's pointed at basically nothing is a waste of an investment, but still, like, it's better than like, you know, some of the cameras that a lot of devices come with. Oh, cool. Like, how do you go with like Instagram and stuff? Do you find that like, do you find you follow everybody that like do a follow back kind of thing, or how do you do it? Because I find I get a fair amount of work through Instagram, but it's at best pretty patchy. Like, it's very seasonal. And one thing I hate about Instagram as well is like, every time I post something, it doesn't matter what it is, I'll always get like spammers like in my uh, just the second I put something up, and it's like, oh, that was such a great post. You should send it to this magazine or whatever. I'm just like, how about no? I mean, I do appreciate that I'm getting noticed by somebody, but it's like, Well, that's the thing. It's because you are competing with everybody else, and you know, likes are great for like a little bit of a dopamine hit. Like you can look back at the stuff you've posted and just see how things have been tracking, like on the graph and stuff. But likes don't necessarily translate into money. So it's like, you know, sometimes I'll spend like hours working on something and I'll be like really proud of it and I'll put it up there and might get like half a dozen likes tops, and I'll be just like and the other problem with Instagram is, although the content you put on it is evergreen, it's getting new stuff like every second of the day, and the thing you post will only be seen by maybe the same people that basically like everything you post, and it's like you kind of want to like boost it a little bit, but then you see the prices for a boost and you think it's not worth it at the end. Like I'm happy that like my family and my friends love my stuff, but at the same time I'm just thinking, is it really worth spending the extra of like $40 or $50 so it can apparently reach like 900 people? It's like, it doesn't seem worth it. Like the best is when you get a like a survey. You've logged on after, say, like sort of not using it for a couple of weeks, and automatically a survey will show up and just like, how do you find your experience on our app? And like it automatically brings out like this almost like a confessional, where he's like, this is how I'm experiencing it and it sucks and I wish it was better and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and do you ever have that? Oh, we're just talking about marketing and like how best to sort of get like not only extra work, but to sort of get the brand out there and noticed. Now it's okay if you don't recognize who this is. This is Bruce Springsteen. Because I remember there's like this old internet not internet cartoons, like a little internet comic that I saw years ago, and it was like this little stick figure, and he's like just drawing, and like a girl comes up behind him and goes, "Oh, did you draw that?" And he's like, "Yeah," and it's like, "You should draw me," and then he says, "No," and this is like, that's the wrong attitude to have, because you can get paid to do that, and it's really, really amazing when you do. And like that's always stuck with me, like this kind of um, like turning down there are some jobs obviously that like will get offered to you and you just think, yeah, I can live without drawing that. You know what I mean? Like I only do sort of maybe half a dozen freebies a year, and that's only for family. Like I'll like if you've got like a like somebody's birthday's coming up, I might draw like a caricature for their birthday and everything. It's very rare that I'll do a freebie just for like a business or whatever, because you do get to an age where you just think, well, um, doing everything for exposure is fine if you're a student and you've got another like backup income to help you out. But if you don't, then yeah, because your skills are what they are, and you know you should get paid accordingly. Oh, dang it. Exactly, yeah. I mean, like how you describe it, like it makes more sense now to have your stuff behind a paywall, because like at the end of the day, like having like that content on Patreon absolutely makes sense. Do you have like do you put your stuff up on YouTube as well? I think I asked you last time, but it bears repeating. Because I mean, I love YouTube, but for the life of me, I can't figure out how to, get my stuff to sort of not so much go viral, but like make it to any point where it's like, yeah, it's kind of why I like the whole idea of what's it called? Um, the Twitch model just works way better when you think about it, because um, their basic like requirements to reach affiliate is like 50 followers and you know 7 concurrent days of live streaming and a minimum of 8 hours, and I think it's like 3 people watching at any given time. And compared to YouTube, which is 1,000 followers and 4,000 watch hours, you're like, I'll go with Twitch. Twitch seems to Twitch seems to know me a little bit. It's a bit more reasonable. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, if you've tried like building a YouTube channel from scratch, it's like you sort of go in like with really like sort of starry-eyed good intentions. You post a whole bunch of videos, you come back to it like a day later, and like it's still sitting at one view, and you're pretty sure that one view was yourself just watching it back again. Like, how did it go with becoming an affiliate? Oh, exactly. Yeah. I'm still very much in the process of like figuring out what my niche is, because like I love watching stuff on YouTube, and like I do get inspired by what's on there, but like when it comes to actually making and posting my own videos, I'm just like, I'll do it later. Like I do some animation stuff, and the best recording studio I've found isn't actually in my house at all. It's in my car. So what I'll do is like I'll figure out the script to like just a little animated short that I made, and I'll do all the voice recording myself. And the best possible place I can do that voice recording is just sitting in the driver's seat, just like with the engine off, and the windows rolled up, so like it's like nice and contained. Do you have a link to your YouTube channel? Oh yeah. Like I used to look at TikTok sort of a bit like it was a bit suspicious, but now I'm just like, this is actually pretty fun because it kind of learns what you like in real time. Oh yeah. Like I've had some videos that have like gone over like 1,000 views, and I've been like, wow, that's really amazing how quick that happened. And then I've got like other videos that are posted within like the same time frame in the exact same format, and they might have like 3 views total. But the cool thing about it, one of the cool things I've noticed is they've actually updated how things work. They basically said smaller creators will um, be able to get their stuff seen by more people down the track. Yeah, and that's the other interesting thing. It's kind of like you have to sort of respect your own strengths and know your own audience, and sometimes you just have to just freely admit to yourself that you know this is about as good as it's going to get. But it still doesn't hurt to keep trying. Because like there are times that, like, you do just get like those moments where you feel like you're not entirely sure if this is the right path you're supposed to be on, but at the same time you just think, I'm still like doing what sort of is most fulfilling to me in terms of like what I've always wanted to do. And there's power to that. I like that. Exactly, man. You're very right about that. It kind of reminds me a bit of South Park, where like you need a montage. Wait, was that from South Park, or was that from Team America World Police? Yeah, I think that was Team America. Made by the same guys though, so it all works out. I'm currently tossing up whether or not I should do a live stream of my upcoming convention. Like, have the camera set up and show you what it looks like as I draw people sitting for me live. Because the work I do at conventions, it's almost entirely pen on paper. It's a different format, but man, it's fun. Because when I work digital, I find that I can easily just sort of undo my mistakes. But if I'm working on paper, I've got to be like way more diligent about like how the line looks. And weirdly enough, I actually work faster drawing on paper than I do on digital. I can slam out a traditional drawing in about half the time it takes me to do one of these. Because that's the thing, like if you've ever seen like live caricaturists work and stuff, they usually draw in like a shorthand. Like they have sort of this pattern, this sort of memorized template in their mind of what each person kind of sort of looks like, and they just apply that to everybody. Like it's a great little time saving technique. It's one of the reasons why if you've ever seen those Simpsons versions of people, like if you they've got ads for them all over the place, but basically they're Simpson versions of like caricatures. and people love them. Sorry about that. I kind of got a little bit carried away there. Yeah. Well, that reminds me. Uh, I've got the Australian Cartoonists Association yearbook to contribute to as well. Sorry, mate. I just went on a bit of a monologue there. Oh yeah, without a doubt. Like, one thing I noticed when I was traveling in the states was just like how different it is when it comes to like the markets over there. Oh yeah, it's like it's kind of a bit like showbiz, in that like there's no business like it. You know that cornball way of saying there's no business like show business, but it's true. It really is. Like you can honestly not find a better way of making a living. It doesn't really require you to have to leave the house. Because working on books and like products and stuff, that's also what I want to get into as well. All right, let's chuck in a background color and we'll be able to move on to the next one. Let's go with this color here. Ooh, maybe that's a bit dark. That's a bit better. Let's fill in these little gaps here. So aside from talking shop, how have you guys been? Like it's going to be on the road come. I'll have to be like all set up on the 26th of August between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. So I've got a huge chunk of time. So I might actually do a live stream of my setups as well. That should be fun. So how's study going for you? Like you get plenty of opportunities for like higher education at the moment, or the things in Nicaragua still pretty like the government's still clamped down on stuff. Is that what you told me yesterday? Like the government's like pretty heavy-handed with certain things. No, that's all right. Yeah, you're telling me you do like anime stuff. Do you have a link to your art page? Would like to check that out if you got it available. Oh, that's cool. So like, there's government projects available like that support local talent and all that kind of cool stuff. Yeah, yeah. If you got that, like, I'm always intrigued to see like how like other artists sort of like develop their work as well. Cool. Just give me a moment here. And I haven't uploaded anything to DeviantArt in years. Oh, is that Jinx from um, League of Legends? That's right. That's great. Wow. Oh, hang on. It's asking me to log in. There's a cute Harley Quinn. Oh, so you do majority pinups, yeah? Cool, man. I like it. Yeah, I've got a DeviantArt as well, but I can't even remember what my login was. I'll have to dig it up. How we going? Just over an hour. Promised myself I'd go a little bit faster this time around. Really smash these out so I don't get too bogged down. Cool. I'll just leave this one here and I will duck out just for a second. I've just got to add some photos. Don't worry, I'm still here. I just got to put in some pictures. All right, so these are like only from a month ago that you've uploaded. Is that a fairy girl? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Come on, Ozzy. There's one. I think I skipped over it. Hang on. Where is it? Where's... It's in here somewhere. Okay, sorry about this, just a minor technical issue. Where are you? Come on, mate. There's two. Yeah, that'll do. That's all I really need. And I'll get rid of a few more layers so I've got something to work with. Cool. Alrighty, we are, sorry about that, back and live again. So this one is Bon Jovi. His hair needs a little bit of work. But I have it on good authority that the pose is perfect for what the client is looking for. So let's do some slight modifications to his head, make it a little bit bigger. Sort of just needs a bit more hair. Yeah, like full scholarship is absolutely, you know, a game changer. How am I doing on time? Where would you like to study? Like, ideally? Sorry about this, mate. I'll just be right back. Sorry for the inconvenience there. So this is from the Living on a Prayer music video. So I'll just push down the opacity on that. And let's do some inking. The interesting thing about Bon Jovi is that's actually his name, but it's an anglicized version of Bon Jovi, which apparently his background's Italian. Like he's half Italian, half German or something. Like, do you have a specific school that you'd like to go to? I do like being in architecture and stuff. It's a difficult industry to get into because you're kind of like competing against everyone else who wants to sort of make it big in the construction industry. But it's worth it if you can. That's cool. And when are you looking at starting doing that? That's cool, yeah. Is it fairly easy to get your license, or you just prefer not to drive at the moment? Is the public transit pretty good where you're from, or does it? Suffer from similar like government stuff? Because I used to take the train everywhere back in the day, but now I'm just like, like once I started driving, I never looked back. Yeah, most definitely, man. Like the sooner you get your own vehicle, like the world basically opens up for you. It's a really like liberating feeling. How's the petrol prices where you're from? Because they're still pretty high in Australia at the moment. Oh, like basically everybody is sort of like shoulder to shoulder when it comes to like riding on the bus or on the train. Yeah, that seems to be like the way with a lot of places. Like, you think you'll have a better time on the train, and you just turns out to be awful. Okay, like it's measured in the liter out here, but how about where you are? Is it like, do you guys use gallons or not? You don't have trains anymore. Why don't you have trains? Like, now I'm actually like really intrigued. Like, what's going on in Nicaragua? That, like, that's the thing. Like, news from this part of the world never ever makes the news over in Australia. 'Wow. So you guys like only had um like a relatively small like rail system, and when that big accident happened, you just thought enough is enough. We can't use this anymore. 200 people. That's shocking. Far out, man. 'm actually surprised how good time we're making tonight. Oh wow. And like after that accident, everything just got shut down completely, yeah? That's really sad. Like rail crashes and stuff are pretty rare, but um, yeah, that's shocking, man. So these days it's just cars and like buses and stuff. Just gotta check on something. Sorry about this. Yeah, I'm in the process of making a new animated short film. And I'll be recording the voices for it later on. Oh my god. That's crazy. I can see why you don't have that as a thing anymore. I'm actually pretty happy with how these are coming out. Like last night, I was on for way longer than I anticipated I ever would be. So I've made a conscious effort to try to keep the live stream to a maximum of 3 hours because, oh man, like I had a great time. Like the energy was really good, but I didn't realize just how burnt out I was I was by the end of it. I just got to make sure to pace myself. Oh, look, seriously, you're not wrong about that. Like, I look at some Twitch streamers and they're streaming themselves asleep. And more power to them. I think that's shockingly dedicated, but like where do you draw the line? That's always what I've found intriguing because there's kind of like a base sort of terms and conditions when it comes to doing live streaming, but aside from like some pretty sort of common sense fundamental no-nos, you can basically do anything you want for as long as you want. And yeah, it's crazy. Well, yeah, like seriously, um, like just not only just factoring in sleep, but just regular responsibilities. Like cooking or making sure your house is clean or whatever. Just stuff like that, and there are some streamers out there that honestly have this kind of mentality of like, this is going to be my own personal Truman Show, and they just go for it. And it's like, it's pretty astonishing what they can do, like within the boundaries, obviously. Like 24 hours, wow. Cool. So I'm going to keep this one to a very sort of tight 2 hours, because I've got company staying over, and just keeping these drawings fairly simple. Wow. Like sleeping and just all like the stuff. Oh, careful. Yeah, I'm just gonna check the time on something. Oh, it's the wee small. I keep forgetting about the time difference around the world. Like sometimes it's like really early in the morning, and sometimes it's really late at night. yeah, streaming for a week solid. That's crazy, man. Like this, the streaming that I've been doing lately. This is the longest I've done like any sort of like daily consistent streaming, and it's not just because I want to, sort of see if I can like make it to the basic requirements of affiliate, but like I do like the idea of being able to share what I'm currently working on. I don't want to make this like a rush job. So when you do your live stuff, do you do like the Harley Quinn, like Jinx and all that kind of like pin-up work, or? Oh, I've got the hiccups. I think I must have eaten a little bit too fast. Oh yeah, like the non-stop, like filling every single moment of airtime with like just constant talking. Like it's fun for like a little while because like I like sort of having sort of a baseline sort of storytelling sort of format going along with these. Like whenever I go live and it's just me on my own, like the first few minutes before anybody shows up, I'll be like, blah blah blah, welcome to the show and everything, and I'm usually saying that to nobody, but I like at least having sort of a bit of an introduction because it kind of helps get my head around what I'll be working on going forward. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like original characters are fun to work on. Like doing original characters, that's that's always cool. Yeah. Like how long does it normally take for you to design uh, like an OC? Hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, sometimes like you have this like what starts as a great idea sometimes just doesn't work out, and yeah, it's unfortunately one of the realities of the industry. Actually, I might end up going slightly over 2 hours, but I'll try to keep it way less extravagant by comparison. I was thinking I was going to include two other recording artists in this one, but I figured it's probably just best that I just keep it short and sweet this time around. There's too much extra stuff going on this weekend. Do you post your sketchbooks and stuff on like Instagram or anything like that? I remember, like sort of in the early days of Facebook, I used to post quite a lot of my sketchbook stuff on there, and the memory feature on Facebook, like I was like, hey, 14 years you posted this, remember posting this, and you take one look at it and go, I should delete that. It's kind of like that. Oh, do you play Dungeons and Dragons? I really, really wanted to like that, like growing up, but I never found a way of getting into it. There's just things that I've always found that for whatever reason just never appealed to me. Like even as a kid, even when I was like the key demographic who would absolutely love that kind of thing, I just look at it and go, that just looks like it's expensive. Looks like it's more work. It's kind of like how I feel about like trying to keep up with the Marvel universe, because increasingly I'm just being introduced to these like new characters that I'm super unfamiliar with, and it's like, hey, along with your sort of bit of entertainment for the day, we're giving you a homework assignment, so you know exactly what's going on in like the next 200 movies we're going to make about these people. I'm just like, I don't think I have time to learn about Moon Knight or the Eternals at this point. Like, I got bills to pay, you know what I mean? Like, they were talking about, what's it called? The new Hulk show, where it's like She-Hulk. And she's like she's like the cousin of Bruce Banner, and she basically inherits some of his powers and basically has exactly the same sort of like strength and speed, and like, she turns into like her version of Hulk. Oh yeah. Oh, without a doubt, yeah. It's like that whole sort of the fantasy side of like role playing. I do like a good RPG, but like a tabletop is just not my thing. So you got like, so you sit down with like a group of your friends and stuff, and just like play for a couple of hours, or how does it work? Because I know there's like full on rule books and law and like characters and everything, and there's kind of a like a guide that you can get for each game, and they tell you about like what happens with each character and everything like that. For real, like a couple of weeks. I don't think I've got the patience for that. Like I'm very much a when it comes to games, I'm very much about the first person shooter experience, and also I do like a top down isometric. It's like a MOBA, I guess you could call it. If you've ever heard of Heroes of the Storm, I actually still play that. Cool. I like that. So you've played this game for like weeks at a time, or does it like once you finish the storyline, you guys just sort of pack it up and um, set up the next game for like the next time, or how does it work? Ah, yeah, I was considering doing like sort of live Heroes of the Storm streaming on Twitch, but I don't know. I just figured it's just easier in the long run to just stick with making artwork. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like I've got mates that play sometimes, but I don't know. I'm just not into that kind of that whole deal. So it really is like the whole role playing angle is like a really big deal. Hey, I like that. Like they had a version of Dungeons and Dragons in Stranger Things, right? Like I only watched the first season. I kind of kind of really sort of started losing interest in the subsequent seasons. I'm just thinking, man, Netflix is expecting a lot out of me here. So, like with D&D, you do level up your characters. Like they start out the journey, sort of like at sort of base level, and as they fight off like different monsters and stuff. Like each character slowly like improves, or is that like not how it works? Cool. So is it a little bit like how you can sort of have avatars and stuff? Like in like say for example you're playing Fallout and you sort of like you got your main character and you just sort of build what they look like before heading in. I'm always in a better mood when spring comes along. Problem is, everybody else is kind of, on the fast track to, getting into the spirit of Christmas. Is it called Feliz Navidad over in Nicaragua? Yeah, I thought so. So I do know a little bit more Spanish than I thought. Like there are some um, sort of like base level Spanish that I can recognize. All right, let's turn off these photo layers and finish up Mr. Jovi. Yeah, man. So are you gonna be doing live streaming yourself pretty soon, or you're just more focused on like your studies at the moment? Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. I figured as much. But like, it's majority Spanish, or like, is it kind of a mix of both? Of like, um, 'cause I honestly don't know anything about Latin America really. Sounds good, man. Yeah, I had a bit of I had a bit of technical issues. Basically at the start of the stream, I had to stop streaming and then started back up again because I'd left a browser window open with my channel, like my Twitch channel, still there, and I forgot about it, and I was getting like this feedback through my microphone and through my speakers, and it's like, where's that coming from? And it turned out that I was basically live streaming to myself, and it started making this awful echoing feedback loop. And that was pretty terrible, to say the least. Oh, wow. Okay. So everyone's basically fluent in both languages? That's really cool. That's fantastic. Like they only ever teach like one language here. It's because Australia is so isolated. Yeah, like most people just speak the one language. Oh wow, three languages. What's the third language? Because I know that Brazil speaks like Portuguese as well as Spanish as well as English. Um, my mate comes from Colombia, and like that whole country basically speaks like a combination of Spanish and English, but it's mostly Spanish. And like when he moved over here, like his English needed some work, but he was able to like, yeah, I pick it up super easy. Mosquito. Oh, cool. Wow. I did not know that. I don't think I've ever heard mosquito being spoken before. I'll have to look that up. Okay, well, I'll just probably call it in at 2 hours 20 minutes. Just make a few final little squeaky adjustments. And we'll call it. Right. It's like a lot of the names have kept their original like native names. Yeah, that's similar. Here in Australia, we've got like a lot of not so much the big cities, but we've got like a lot of regional centres that have Aboriginal names. Like Wollongong and like we got suburbs like Waitara and Turramurra and Parramatta. Those are all old traditional Gadigal words. I think Gadigal. You got Barara, which means place of many winds. Yeah, anyway, thank you seriously guys so much for tuning in, checking me out and keeping me company. I've got to pop out and go have dinner, so I will call it there. Thanks Trip Draw and also Quartz Creations for showing up and chatting and keeping me going tonight. I will be back tomorrow just to do some more like sort of catch up work, sort of compiling everything together, and yeah, hopefully you can join me then, and I'll see you next time, or as I like to say,